Hi guys, let's move on to the next type of construction. What we are looking at now is a rhombus. Now in a rhombus, before we start constructing, let's revise the properties of a rhombus. In a rhombus, all sides are equal. It's a special type of a parallelogram. All sides are equal. So if this is A, B, C and D, all four sides are equal and opposite sides are obviously parallel as well. It's a type of parallelogram. And all sides are equal. Diagonals are not equal, which means AC and BD are not equal, but diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees, which means this angle is 90 degree. Let's call this O. OD and OP are equal, and OA and OC are equal. Perfect. So we've revised our properties of a rhombus. Let's see what we have in this specific question. So this question says one side is equal to 5.4 centimeter and one diagonal is 7 centimeter. So let's draw a rough diagram. This is almost a rhombus. A, B, C and D. All four sides are equal and this is 5.4, which means this is also 5.4. This is also 5.4 and this is also 5.4 and one diagonal is 7. So let's say AC is 7, with which diagonal we haven't been given. This is 7. So how do we construct it? We start with AB of 5.4. To find D, I need two coordinates. One coordinate is from A, the other is from C, but we don't know where C is. Let's see if we can find C first. So do we know two coordinates of C? Yes, it's 5.4 from B. So I cut an arc of 5.4 from B and I know it's 7 from A. So which will help me find C, and once I've found C, I can find D, which is 5.4 from C and 5.4 from A. Perfect. So now let's try and do this construction. So this is my rough diagram. This is each side is 5.4 and this is 7. Perfect. So let me draw a one side of 5.4. So this is my first side of 5.4. Let's name this A and B. This is 5.4 centimeter. Now I need to find point C, which is 5.4 from B and 7 from A. So I will measure this using a compass. So I've got 5.4 here. I keep it at B and I try and find, I make an arc somewhere here and I measure now 7 and it is 7 from A. So I keep it at A. My line was short. Perfect. So let me increase the length of my previous arc, which is 5.4. Done. I keep it at B and increase my previous arc, which was of 5.4. Perfect. So now I have found point C, which is at a distance of 5.4 from B. Now I need to find point D. So this is my C, D. Now that this is done, all I need to do is find point D, which is again at a distance of 5.4 from A as well as from C. So I have got my compass here and I cut an arc somewhere here. This is too big an arc. Let me do a shorter arc. Done. I keep it at A, and I try and cut this somewhere here, wherever. So this point is the point D, which is at a distance of 5.4 from C as well as 5.4 from A. Done. And the only thing I need to draw is a dotted line from A to C, because that's something that I used in the construction, and this length was 7. Dotted line takes the longest time for me to construct. Done. So now let me just draw the dotted line. Done. And this is 7, this is 5.4, this is 5.4, this is 5.4. Let's move on to the next construction. The next construction that we do is question number 24. So let's go to question number 24. Question 24 says, again a rhombus, diagonal AC is 6.3 centimeter and diagonal BD is 5.8 centimeter. So this reminds me of the property that I know, that diagonals bisect at 90 degree. So this is my rough diagram of a rhombus. One diagonal is 6.3, the other diagonal is 5.8, and they bisect at 90 degree. So this and this is equal, this and this is equal. Let's name this A, B, C and D, and the point where the diagonals intersect, O. So how will we do the construction, since we don't know the length of any of the sides? So let's start with AC. Now this is something that I'll come to this in a second. I have drawn AC of 6.3. I need to find point O, which is the midpoint, which means I'll draw a perpendicular bisector. This is my perpendicular bisector, which is also the other diagonal, because this is bisecting and is perpendicular. Let's call this point O. Now D is how far from O? Half of 5.8, which is 2.9, and B is also 2.9. I'll keep my compass on O, mark B here, mark D here. This is 2.9, and then I'll join AB, BC, CD and AD. So now I've got AC as 6.3 and BD as 5.8. One thing to keep in mind here is, at this diagonal, since this diagonal is an odd number, as in it's not divisible by 2, we will need to so keep in mind that you keep the odd number as the one that you draw, because had you drawn BD, which is 5, so if this is what you would drawn as BD and you've done a perpendicular bisector here, you will need to draw half of 6.3. So if you divide 6.3 by 2, which is 3.15 centimeter, how will you measure 3.15 centimeter in the scale that we have? Because our scale measures only up to 1 decimal point. Right? So we can get 3.1, but we won't be able to get 3.15. So that's where you lose marks. That's why always keep the odd one as the first diagonal that you draw. Now let's go and construct. So for my reference, I have my first diagonal, this is my second diagonal, and this is how I construct it. Perfect. The first diagonal was 6.3 and the second diagonal was 5.8. Perfect. So let me start by drawing my first diagonal, which is of length 6.3. So this is my first diagonal done of BD of 6.3, not BD, AC. My mistake. So this is AC of 6.3. This is AC of 6.3 centimeter. Now I need to find the midpoint, for which I will need to use a compass. I keep it here, make a perpendicular bisector, open it more than half, cut it somewhere here on the one side without changing the span, cut it on the other side as well, pick it up, keep it on C and cut this here and cut it on the other side as well, and I am short of my done. So let me just keep it back, and I have made my perpendicular bisector. Let me just join these 2 points. I can join them directly because my B and D will lie somewhere on this, so it's not a dotted line. This is my outside line, and this diagonal has been given to me. So the other diagonal will be at a distance of O. Let's name this O. The other point here is at a distance of 2.9 because the other diagonal is 5.8, half of which is 2.9 because diagonals bisect at right angle. So this is 2.9. I keep it at O and I cut an arc of, oh, this is exactly 2.9 that I've cut earlier. Oh, so I cut this here. This is 2.9. I name this point B and I name this point D and I join them. Perfect. This is my diagonal. What I need to highlight is that this is at a 90 degree and I need to write this is 2.9 centimeter and this is also 2.9 centimeter. Done. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is question number 25. So let's do this question. Again, a rhombus, one side is 5 and the height is 2.6. So how do I do this construction? Let's draw a rough diagram. That's the first thing. I repeat, rough diagrams carry marks. So if you're not drawing a rough diagram, you'll end up losing marks. So this is 5, which means all sides are 5 in length, and the height, which means if I draw a height from here like the way I've been doing it earlier, and this is 5, no, not this, the height is 2.6 centimeter. So this is my height, 2.6. So how will I do the construction? Well, I've done this kind of construction earlier. Again, this point E. So I draw AB, first step, the length being 5. Next I know is the height. The height is 2.6, which means I make a 90 degree angle here. Oh, this should be a dotted line because this is not required. This is outside the diagram. From A, I mark E because I know the height, it is 2.6 centimeter. I know that CD and AB are parallel. So at E, I make a 90 degree again because this is 90, so this will also be 90. Sum of co-interior angle. Somewhere on this line, EX will lie D and C. How far is D from A? 5. So I cut it here at 5. How far is C from D? 5. I cut it here, and this is what will give me my rhombus. So now let's go and construct. So the rough diagram here as well for my reference. Perfect, and this is fine. So let me start by constructing the first length, which is AB of 5 centimeter. So I start by constructing AB of 5 centimeter. Done. This is A, this is B, and this is 5 centimeter. Next step, I construct a 90 degree at A, for which I will need a compass, and I will have to draw a semicircle. Done. So I draw a semicircle. I cut without changing arc. Sorry, without changing. I ended up changing the span. Let me just block the span. Let me draw the semicircle first. Done. Without changing span, I pick it up, keep it at the point where it intersected AB, and cut my 60-degree line. So this will give me the 60-degree line. I pick it up, keep it at the 60-degree point, and I cut the 120-degree mark. Done. I increase the span slightly more so that I have some space, and I cut an arc of somewhere here, keeping at the 120-degree point. I cut this arc here, so this gives me the 90-degree line. Now I will join this using a dotted line, and I will yes, I think I've got a dotted line. Now I will join using dotted line. So this is it. So I have joined using a dotted line. Anyway, I've got this extra. I don't know how to remove this now. I don't think I can remove it. So let me just live with this. Or should I? Yeah, let me just live with this. I will. Okay, let's restart the construction. That's all I can say. My mistake. 5 centimeter. I will do this quickly. Open the compass. Keep it here. Make a semicircle. Without changing span, keep it here. Mark 60-degree. Without changing span, keep it at 60. Mark 120. Increase span. Keep it at here and mark 90 somewhere here. Keep it at 120. Mark 90 somewhere here. Join using a dotted line. This is not perfect. Yes, join using a dotted line. Done. After I've joined using dotted line, now I need to draw a perpendicular, a line parallel to AB. So let me just mark this. This is AB. This is 5 centimeter. This is 90-degree. I need to mark 2.6. So let me just measure 2.6 because that's my height. This is 2.6. I keep it at A, and this will help me find the height. So I cut it here. This gives me the point E, which is at a distance of 2.6 centimeter. Now from E I need a 90-degree angle because I need to draw a parallel line to AB. So I will draw a semicircle. This semicircle will help me draw a 90-degree. Without changing span, I keep it here, which gives me the 60-degree mark. I keep it at the 60-degree mark, and this gives me the 120-degree mark. Increase span, keep it at the 60-degree mark, and draw an arc somewhere here, keep it at 120 degree, draw an arc somewhere here. This gives me a 90-degree line. I will join it with E. I guess my constructions here is not very neat because of the, yeah, it's not very neat, but anyway, as long as you understand how to draw it, I am fine with it. So I will just join this with this line, keeping straight. Somewhere on EX lies D and C. What is the distance between A and D? Well, the distance between A and D is 5. So let me just measure 5 from A. It will help me find point D. I measure 5, keep it at A and cut an arc at 5. So this gives me point D. I join A with D. This length is 5 centimeter. Next, I need to find point C, which is at a distance of 5 from D. So I keep it at D and cut this here. Perfect. This gives me point C. I join B and C, and this gives me my the rhombus that I wanted. Perfect. Let's move on to the last question that I want to solve in this video, which is question number 26. Again, a rhombus, and in this rhombus, angle A is given as 60 degree and height is given as 3 centimeter. Okay, so this is my rough diagram. All four sides are equal. This is angle A is 60 degree, and I don't know the length of any of the sides, and the only thing I know is the height. This is 3 centimeter. So how do anything that I know about this which will help me draw this? Let's first draw a line AX of any length, right? At point A, I create a 90-degree angle because that's the only thing I know, and I know that point E, which is the height, AE is my height, is at a distance of 3 centimeter. So I have figured out E, and I know that C and D will lie on a line which is parallel to AX. So I also know that AD is making an angle of 60 degrees. So meanwhile, let me make an angle of 60 degree here as well. So let's say this is AY. So D will lie somewhere on this line. I also know that, let's say this EC will be parallel to AX. So let me draw 90 degree here, which will help me draw a parallel line. Let's say this is EZ. So this point which is parallel to AX and is also on the 60-degree line is my point D. Now the question is, how do I find point B and point C? Well, I'll take my compass, measure AD and cut an arc here, and from here cut an arc. This will give me B and C. Requires a bit of understanding, so let's do this construction. A rough diagram. Perfect. And now let me start constructing. So first let me draw a line of long length because I don't know the length of AB. Let's name this AX, long length. Next I have to draw a 90 degree and the height is given as 3. So let me draw for making 90 degree, I'll have to draw a semicircle first. So let me draw a semicircle. Done. Pick it up without changing span, keep it here and make a 60-degree mark. So this is my 60-degree mark. Keep it up, pick it up, keep it here. Yes, and now make the 120-degree mark. Open the span slightly longer and make the 90-degree mark somewhere here. and pick it up, keep it at 120 degree and cut this line mark here. This gives me my height, and I will have to join it using a dotted line because this is not a part of the diagram that I have. Perfect. Perfect. So this is a 90 degree that I've drawn. The next thing I know is that it makes an angle. The height is 3. So let me measure 3 and let me find the height. I'll take my compass and measure 3 units. This is 3 centimeter here. So this is 3 centimeter and I keep it at A. Yes, and I cut an arc of 3 centimeter. Done. This gives me my point E, and this is a length of 3 centimeter. Next thing I need to do is draw a line, and I need a 60 degree line as well. I've already drawn the 60 degree, so let me join this. Let's call this AY. Perfect. Next, I need a 90 degree line at E. Why? Because I know that EC is parallel to AB. Perfect. Oh, is this too big? Yeah, let's try this. Okay, let's see if this works. So I draw a semicircle. I've ended up drawing a full circle. Doesn't matter, I'm not cancelling it again. I draw a semicircle, pick it up, keep it at this point and draw 60 degree. Next, I pick it up, keep it at 60 degree and mark 120 degree. Perfect. So I've drawn 60 and 120. I open my compass slightly and bisect this by drawing an arc here, keeping it at 120. I bisect this arc here. Again, I increase the length. Done. So I've got a 90 degree line. I join this E with this. So let's call this EZ. I know that C and D lie on this line, and D also lies on the line on which this is making a 60 degree angle. So this point is D. Next step, I need to find B and C. I keep my compass on A and measure the length AD. Once I've measured the length AD, I cut my arc on AX. I pick it up, keep it on D and cut DZ. This will give me the remaining 2 vertices of my rhombus. So let me rejoin them. Done. So this is point B and this is point C. This is equal, this is equal, this is equal, this is equal, and the only thing, this is 60 degree, and we've done this. Perfect. So let's me write your homework questions. Your homework questions are, for this one, it is question 22. Thank you. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.